Hey y'all, my name is Zach.
I'm Angelica and I'm going to be your tour guide for today.
Let me take y'all on a tour.
So now we're standing on the bluff that overlooks the city of Portland. And some important things to know about our university is that we host 5 different colleges on campus, and these include the College of Arts and Sciences, the Pamplin School of Business, the Childe School of Engineering, the School of Education, and the School of Nursing. On campus, we have around 3,800 undergrad students, as well as approximately 500 graduate students. We house over 40 majors on campus, along with 36 minors. Our average class size is going to be capping around 24 students with a student to faculty ratio of about 11:1. Now we're at Wallschmidt Hall, and this is where you'll find the oldest building on campus, and you'll also find all of our administrative offices, such as the Office of Financial Aid, the Registrar, Student Accounts, and the Admissions Office.
Welcome to Swindells Hall. This is our main science laboratory building on campus, so there's no lecture halls, only labs. All of our labs at UP are capped at 24 students, which also happens to be our average class size. A fun fact about Swindells Hall is that on the 2nd floor we have 2 cadavers, which allow our nursing students, bio students, and other natural science students explore the human body and really get that hands-on practical experience.
We're now at the St. Mary's Student Center, and this building houses a lot of things that are open, particularly aimed at students to get involved in. We have our ASCP, which is our student body government. We also have the Log, which is our student yearbook, and the Beacon, which is our student newspaper. And those are open to students to get involved in across disciplines and across majors. We also have our Moreau Center on campus for students to get involved with service around the community, and although we don't require service, we do encourage it, and a lot of students like to get involved in it. We also have campus ministries here, which offers students to get involved in activities that relate to faith. You don't need to be a practicing Catholic to get involved in any of those things or associate with any religion, but they are open to students. We also have our student activities here, which puts on a lot of events for students around campus.
We are now at Chapel of Christ the Teacher, where daily masses and our weekly Sunday Mass are held. UP is a member of the Congregation of Holy Cross as a Catholic university. About half of our students identify as Catholic. We always say religion is an invitation, never an expectation. Though we do have 3 theology course requirements that are all interdisciplinary, always bringing in new perspectives to religion that you wouldn't have heard otherwise.
Now we're at Bostio Commons, and this is one of our 3 main eateries on campus, but this is our main cafeteria style one. You'll get served breakfast, lunch, and dinner here, and we're catered by Bon Appetit, which is a UP alum. We run on a meal point system here at the university, not a swipe system, so that means that you're paying exactly for what you want. So we acquaint kind of like 1 apple equals $1 equals 1 meal point type of thing, so you're paying for what you want. If you have any dietary restrictions, you're going to find those accommodated here by our staff, which is super great about that.
We are now at Childe Hall, home to the School of Engineering. This is named after a UP alumni, Donald P. Childe, whose model is posted on the 1st floor mural, and it's his hands, his heart, and his mind, which is UP's mission to create a holistic education. Childe is home to some of the larger lecture halls on campus, as well as computer labs and the maker space for engineers to create anything their heart desires.
Now we're at Buckley Center, and this is home to the School of Nursing. Something that you're going to find in this building is that on the 3rd floor we have a simulation lab for our nursing students to start getting that hands-on experience. Something cool about it is that it can also serve as a level 1 trauma center in the case of an emergency. Something you're also going to find here is that a lot of professors have their offices here, and they encourage students to come visit them for their office hours. And lastly, you're also going to find our help desk here. So if you're having any problems with technology, like your computer, getting onto the Wi-Fi, anything like that, you can come here and they will help you.
We are now at Clark Library, one of our study and social hubs on campus. The basement level is designated as the quiet area of the library and is also where all of the books are located. On moving bookshelves that kind of remind me of Harry Potter, and it's also my favorite study space on campus. The 2nd and 1st floor are designated as collaborative workspaces. So there are study rooms that can be reserved for students to use to practice group presentations, and there's also a ton of Mac and PC computers that students can rent for free. And then we also have different technology equipment such as cameras and podcast tools that students can reserve for different classes and projects that they're working on.
Now we're at Franz Hall, and this is kind of like the central hub of campus where almost every student at UP is going to have a class through here. This building houses the School of Education and the School of Business. Something that you're going to find in this building also is the Bloomberg Research Lab, which is where students can trade real stock on the market. And lastly, you're going to find the Career Center. where students can get help here with internships, mock interviews, job connections, anything like that. And what we like to say here is that once a pilot, always a pilot. So even after you're done graduating, if you ever want to come back here for any of that kind of support, you can come back here.
We're at Mago Hunt Center of Fine Arts here on campus. It's home to our choir, orchestra, and theater departments. Mago Hunt and our fine arts departments are open to all students regardless of their major. And then we also offer fine arts classes that include painting, ceramics, drawing, and then different dance classes as well.
Now we're at Oracle Hall, and this is UP's Health and Counseling Center. Here you're going to find nurse practitioners that are able to prescribe medication, which can be especially good for those first-year students in that first year away from home. Something else you're going to find here is a staff of counselors who are available to offer free short-term counseling to students.
Welcome to West Quad, Best Quad. I only say that because this is home to Villa Maria Hall, the residence hall that I lived in when I lived on campus. This is one of 3 residence quads on campus. Each resident quad will have an all-female dorm, an all-male dorm, and a co-ed dorm. Residence life is huge on campus. Typically when you meet someone, you'll ask their name, their major, and what dorm they live in. Each dorm has their own traditions, community, and vibe that they're a part of. And these are really fun ways to get to know people and form that initial community here on campus.
Now we're at the Beauchamp Recreation Center. This is our gym on campus. What you're going to find here is on the first floor, there's 3 basketball courts, there's a weight room, and then there's this rock wall. And the cool thing about the rock wall is that it's managed by our Outdoor Pursuits program on campus, and they organize a lot of trips to go out into the city of Portland and beyond to visit some natural sites. Something cool about them too is that they rent out equipment to students, so for relatively low fees you can rent a bike, you can also rent gear, go out with your friends, anything like that, and plan out a trip. On the second floor you're also going to find our ellipticals, our treadmills, and a suspended track. Wrapping around the perimeter of the second floor, you're also going to find rooms that hold classrooms, so for larger things like spin, cycle, Zumba, kickboxing, anything like that, you're going to find those there.
We are now at North Quad, home to Schoenfeld and Fields, one of our co-ed residence halls on campus. It is also home to Lund Family Hall, our newest residence hall on campus, and Haggerty and Tyson, which is apartment-style living for upperclassmen who choose to live on campus. We also, in this area of campus, have our mailing center and also our campus safety resources.
Now we're at our Childe Center, and this is where you'll find that basketball and volleyball games take place on campus. You'll also find that when we have big concerts or events, they'll take place in here as well. Some people that we've had come to UP include Macklemore, Louis the Child, DNC, The Bleachers, to give you an idea of who we host here for our concerts. When you come to University of Portland, this is where you start and where you end, because this is where your freshman orientation takes place as well as graduation.
Welcome to Merlot Field, home to our amazing women and men's soccer team. Some notable alumni are Megan Rapinoe, a former World Cup champion, and Christine Sinclair, another international women's soccer star. This is where you'll find UP students cheering on our pilot soccer team on Friday night, with our student section being led by the Villa Drum Squad, banging away on drums and throwing purple smoke bombs to cheer on our team. UP is a member of the West Coast Conference. We are the 3rd smallest Division I school in the country, but we still have a fighting spirit. Your student ID card will get you in for free to any athletic event on campus, and you can also use meal points to get yourself a nice greasy hot dog or nachos.
Now we're at the Pilot House, and this is another one of our eateries on campus. It has a more laid-back, cozy feel, and it's more restaurant style. So you're going to find your burgers and fries and anything like that housed here. Something else that we have is a coffee cart, and we serve Stumptown coffee here. Additionally, the coffee cart turns into a bar from 4 p.m. on, and it serves beer, cider, and wine for students who are 21 and older with ID. But your meal points won't work here. Something else about this building is that we also have our Max Market, so that's for students to pick up groceries, anything that they might need on a daily basis.
Here we are on East Quad, home to Christie Hall, which is our all-male dorm on this quad. Then we have Kenna Hall, which is our all-female dorm on this quad, and Shipstad Hall, which is our co-ed dormitory. And this field is where you can find people playing intramural kickball or soccer, or just laying out studying on a nice sunny day.
Now we're at the Dunnenburg Hall, and here is where you'll find our newest academic building on campus. It's also home to the College of Arts and Sciences, and you'll find a lot of faculty offices as well as classrooms for students. Something cool about this place is that you'll find the Brian Doyle Auditorium in the basement floor, and you'll also find the Dunnenburg Institute on the second floor. Here on the main floor, you'll come in through the big doors and you'll find a really nice study space for students with nice comfy couches and a warm fireplace.
Thanks for coming along on our tour. We hope to see you on campus soon.
If you have any questions, please contact your Office of Admissions.